Welcome back, small business owners. I want to talk for a minute about creating demand for your business or your product, service, whatever you have. And the big picture that you need to think about is how to try to create a pull in the market instead of having to push all the time. We're so used to using advertising and marketing efforts and our website and everything and SEO to try to get our message out there so that we can push our product. But it's the best position to be in if you've got a market that is demanding your product, that is constantly pulling. And there are ways that you can create that for your business. The thing you have to keep in mind, though, is that you have to be patient, because usually it's the long game. You're usually going to work on things and kind of transform the market, and it's going to take a long time for things to actually catch up. So this is nothing that's going to happen overnight, but it's certainly something that you need to have in your long-term strategy box. So the first thing you need to do is to join your national trade association. Every industry has some type of national association that is an association of members and manufacturers and all of the stakeholders. And that big association is not only there to help support the members, but also to work with all of the other big players in the marketplace to promote and innovate and talk to legislators and regulators and all of that kind of stuff. And so if you can join that association, number one, but then also after you join, don't just be a passive member. Remember, part of our goal here is that you've got an agenda that you want to be able to promote your business, but you want to promote it by making sure that the tide rises for everybody. So you don't want to just be a passive member of that association and go to the trade show and get the newsletter. You want to be in the trade show. You want to be doing presentations. You want to have a booth at the show. You want to be on the board of directors. You want to be on committees. You want to be writing the newsletter and contributing to the newsletter and being an active member of that association. And you will find over time that by the association being, an active player in the marketplace, they will work toward everybody getting a little bit bigger piece of the pie. Because remember, part of the thing is to make sure that there's a pie there for everybody, and then you can carve out your biggest piece. The second thing you need to do is to be the expert. And I mean be the expert that the experts call when they can't figure something out. You need to be the last person that they finally get on the phone that says, yes, I can solve your problem. I know the answers. I know how to fix it, whatever. Because that person is the person who has the most respect and authority in the marketplace. And when you are that expert, you will find not only that the market out there is seeking you out, but that even your competitors and people who you don't think that are really working for you and your best interest will be pointing business toward you. How many times have you been in one of the big box stores like a Lowe's or a Home Depot, and you're looking for some special little thing, and the guy says, yeah, I don't think you should be able to find that here, but if you go to the little hardware store down the street, there's this little mom and pop hardware store, they got everything. Who would think that a big place like Home Depot or Lowe's, where an employee would send somebody to a little mom and pop hardware? That's where that little hardware store really has a niche, being able to have that specialty part. And you need to be that specialty where the experts, no matter what it is, seek you out so that you can help solve the problem. Number 3 is to put education at the forefront. And by education, I mean training about everything. This goes back to that being the expert that the experts call. You want to make sure that all of any salespeople, any associates and employees and subcontractors that you're working with have the same depth of knowledge that you do, and that they know that if there's something that they don't know, they not only need to learn it so that they can share it to other people, but they need to know how to access that information so that they don't have to just tell a customer, oh, I don't know. You want them to be the experts too. But I'm also talking about educating customers and the general public. If you've got something that you really love and are passionate about, you need to share with the world why you are passionate about it. And that includes beginner information for whoever is doing whatever in your business. Doesn't matter whether you're into cars and auto detailing or cleaning gutters or doing software, building websites. You need to have a bunch of information out there for free for beginners, or maybe paid information for other people, so that you are educating those people. I remember when I was in the billiard business, I started training and teaching people how to play. You know, there's a reason also that like golf courses have a golf pro on staff, and that tennis clubs have a tennis pro on staff, because they know that if you teach that person how to play, they're going to enjoy it more, and they're going to be a lifelong player and enjoyer of that, instead of just doing it occasionally. They're going to really get a lot more out of it. Number 4 is to run with the big dogs. And by that I mean you don't have to look and act like a small company, even though you are. Even if you're just a one-man show, if you're a solopreneur, you can put on the face of being a lot bigger company, and you can do business with a lot bigger companies. And it's not a matter of faking it until you can make it. It's a matter of actually being a big company in a small package. Just because you're small doesn't mean you have to act small and take small projects and everything. If you want to make a big change in the marketplace, those big changers that are working out there doing innovative things and making the changes in the marketplace are the big players. And you need to be among those big players, even if you're not actually a big company. And you can do that by having a great website, by being on that trade association, by being the expert. There are so many of these different ways that you can do it, that you can act and be just like a lot bigger company than you actually are, so that you can play on that bigger scale. And that is what market transformation needs, is big players to make big changes. The 5th thing that you need to do is to work with regulators and legislators. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, there are rules that everybody has to follow. And there may also be incentives and other companies that are doing things. There might be tax credits, there might be rebates, things like that. Well, you can very easily work with all of those regulators, because the people that write the rules for the rebate programs and tax credits and codes and requirements and standards organizations, they're all seeking experts. And again, going back to that be the expert that the experts call, those people that are writing the rules, they need to seek out those experts. And after a few phone calls, you want them to end up on the phone with you so that you can play your part in it. In my energy business, Great Lakes Home Performance, I was sought out by legislators and code officials to help write building code. The utility companies also used my expertise to help plan rebate programs for their energy efficiency programs. It was a great position to be in, and it put me in a position to work directly with them to help create that demand out there in the marketplace. You know, there's no better position to be in than when whatever you do is required by the law, or if somebody's given a big fat rebate for something, they have to call your type of business in order to get it. And when you become the expert and you have the inside line on it, you can really build a lot of demand in the market that will help pull your business instead of having to push it all the time. So that's my advice for the 5 things that you can do to create more demand in the marketplace for your products or services. Now, if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. You can also click subscribe and the bell icon so that you can get notified when I post new videos every week. Be sure to visit smallishbusiness.com for more great information like this. See you on the next one.